We have some breaking news here on Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am Harrison Graham. New England is waiving quarterback Jack Jones, Mike Garafolo, and others with the report. Jack Jones' agent confirmed it earlier today. The 2022 pick, who played in 10 snaps on Sunday, will head elsewhere for the next portion of his career. This is a bit of a shocker, a bit of a surprise, and certainly big news when it comes to the New England Patriots, which is why you should subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 7,000 subscribers as soon as possible. When Patriots news, rumors, and other storylines drop, we got you covered. And hey, Rolly got to do a watch party on Sunday. More subs we get, the more watch parties we'll be able to do. So hit that subscribe button and be sure to keep us locked in. This is definitely a stunner. I mean, this is quite the shocker. Obviously, it's been bit of a tumultuous ride for Jack Jones, but I did not necessarily think it would result in him getting released, especially not in the middle of a season. So, Rolly, we bring you in here. What are your thoughts? I mean, it's definitely a bit out of left field. I mean, we saw kind of the negative direction this was going in, but feels like a bit of a quick trigger, perhaps, from New England, not to go pun intended there.
Yeah, that was a good one, Harrison. That was good. But yeah, listen, it's tough. It's disappointing because Jack Jones, the 2022 NFL draft pick in the mid-rounds, was really he flashed for New England. Last year, he even played a little bit well. This year, coming off the injury, and it just never materialized. There was always off-the-field concerns. Even when he was in college at Arizona State, Patriots take the chance. It was working out for his rookie season. And then you have the gun issues in this offseason. Then he hurts himself, goes on IR, comes back, and then misses curfew. And it's just this snowball effect of Jack Jones not able to be in the good graces of Bill Belichick. And listen, even Jabril Peppers said it after the loss yesterday to the Colts when they were talking about Jack Jones in the locker room. He said, yeah, I got to check on Jones and see where his head's at. So, I mean, it's just been a very difficult thing here for Jones. They gave him a chance to improve his attitude after getting benched against the Commanders. Evidently, he did not.
Yeah, and look, I do think this signals one thing for sure, is that, at least for now, Belichick is still in control. I mean, this is definitely a Belichickian type of move to cut a talented player for not reaching team rules and expectations. And look, I'm not defending Jack Jones. Like, I'm not saying this is the wrong move by Bill Belichick by any means, but we've been down this road before with Belichick where, hey, you miss a practice, you do this, you do that. We're not going to guarantee you rush spot. I mean, it goes back to gosh, why am I drawing a blank? The night before the Super Bowl, Rolly, where they
Malcolm Butler.
Yeah, Butler, thank you, where he just randomly is not playing in the Super Bowl. I mean, if you break team rules, Belichick isn't going to give you that long of a leash. So I think this is a signal, Rolly, at least for this exact moment right now, that Bill is still in charge of things.
No, I completely agree. And any thought or those reports that were coming in from Ben Violin before this game in Germany that suggested it's not 100% certainty that Bill Belichick will be coaching the team after this week if they lose? Because, listen, the bye week is the perfect time to fire a head coach. But I do agree with you, Harrison. I don't think there's any way that Belichick cuts a player from this roster if he doesn't know he's going to be back, at least for this remainder of the season, and have control of this roster. So it makes sense from that lens of things. But listen, it is tough losing Jack Jones because this Patriots cornerback room, which had a lot of hope coming into the year with Christian Gonzalez, Marcus Jones, Jack Jones, John Jones, is quickly turned pretty ugly.
Yeah, and look, I think big picture, there's definitely still questions to be answered about Belichick, and it very well could be his last season. But for this exact moment right here, I think it's pretty clear that he made this call. Should the Patriots have waived Jack Jones? What say you? Type Y for yes, he had to go, or in for no, that they should have kept him. Get your votes in down in the comment section during this YouTube ad break. Reply to the pinned comment. You look at the career numbers here, I mean, he's shown a lot of promise. I mean, I liked him coming out. I thought the value was good in the fourth round. Obviously, he dipped a little bit due to off-field concerns in college, and that has obviously carried through here into the NFL. But his PFF numbers suggested he was at least playing at an adequate level in his career. But now he looks for a new opportunity. And for New England, I know at 2-8, this is mostly a lost season, but your cornerback room is not in a great place. And I think ultimately, like, if guys are talented, they're going to get a longer leash. But at some point, you just have to cut bait if it's not working out. Again, I'm not necessarily even blaming Belichick for this move, even though I think he may not be here after this year. If a guy is constantly a distraction, if he's showing up late to meetings and having an attitude problem and bringing the locker room down, like at 2-8, that's an opportunity to potentially send a message and say, hey, you're going to act like that, you're not going to be here. So I understand it from that standpoint. It's more just disappointing in Jones because I think if he had his head in the right headspace, he could be a good piece on this team, but that obviously did not work out. What could work out for you in your pockets is making money with PrizePicks, guys. Daily fantasy made easy with PrizePicks. And look, maybe you're just tired of the NFL in general with how this Patriots season's going. That's okay. Basketball is underway. College hoops, NBA. We got the NHL as well. Obviously, you can still make picks on NFL games. You can cross over sports. The way PrizePicks works is you pick 2 to 6 players, and if they will go for more or less than their PrizePicks projection. I got a little 2-player entry from Monday Night Football here. Josh Allen, more than 275.5 passing yards against Denver tonight. Taking the more on Russell Wilson as well, who's quietly been playing a lot better the last few weeks. So that's 10 to win 30, 3 times the entry there. You can win up to 25 times your entry if you do a 6-player entry. So get started today. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Use code CLNS. That code, when you sign up, gets your deposit match up to $100. Join celebrities like rapper Meek Mill and comedian Andrew Schultz and several others who play PrizePicks, like myself and producer Rolly. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Use our code CLNS. So, Rolly, now that you kind of absorb this, you look at the cornerback room now. You're getting thin, man. I mean, J.C. Jackson was also in trouble recently for being part of missing curfew as well. You would think that you're going to have to lean on him more, a guy who didn't even travel to Germany. I mean, this quarterback room is in a rough way right now.
Yeah, listen, I kind of mentioned it a little bit earlier about how the outlook of the cornerback room coming into the season was. You have the 3 young Joneses and John, Marcus, Jack paired up with the 17th overall pick and Christian Gonzalez, and it's just tough because Jack Jones is now gone, obviously. Marcus Jones is out for the year. Christian Gonzalez, who was looking like he was on his way to win Rookie Defensive Player of the Year after winning Rookie Defensive Player of the Month in his first 4 games of the season, he's out for the remainder of the season. So the Patriots cornerback room is rough. And listen, if your team tank, if your team win games, it's going to be hard to win games if you're just giving it your all when you have a cornerback room of that caliber. I mean, listen, Shaun Wade made a couple nice plays, but him and Miles Bryant are 2 bad cornerbacks. And
Yeah,
if you're just looking at John Jones, he's good. The rest of that room, not so much. And then when you have J.C. Jackson's question marks as well, it's just like, what does this cornerback room even do?
Yeah, I mean, look, let's just be honest. At 2-8, like, I'm not making some major move or trying to swing some home run with a free agent to help out this unit. I'm starting the evaluating process from a roster standpoint. Now, you could say that's tricky. I'm sure Bill Belichick is going to try to win games because his future could be in doubt. We don't know that for sure. But, I think you start evaluating, throw J.C. Jackson in there, see if he's going to be a guy long term. If he's not getting it done, give Wade and some of these other guys more reps to see if they can at least be adequate backups for the future. But the good news is beyond this year, the CB room should be good. I mean, if Christian Gonzalez can be a guy that's healthy, I think long-term he's a really good piece. You've got John Jones still in there. We'll see what happens with J.C. Jackson. But for the present, I mean, it could get ugly, man. I mean, teams are going to put up some big numbers likely against that Patriots secondary. However, they held up fairly well against the Colts. But you're going to face tougher quarterbacks than Gardner Minshew here moving forward, except for against the Giants, which might be the new tank game of the season coming up after the bye week. Speaking of which, are the Patriots currently tanking? Type T for tank or HN for hell no. They may not have been heading into that Germany game, Rolly, but I'll tell you what, you may want to start to embrace it because you got a real opportunity here to kind of fast-track the rebuild if you do things properly.
Listen, the Patriots currently have the 3rd pick in the NFL draft if it happened tomorrow. Shout out to the Jets losing last night, hurting our strength of schedule, moving us out ahead of the Arizona Cardinals.
Shout out to the Cardinals. I think they're going to win a couple games.
I think
here.
they are, Harrison. So to me, I think the top 3 picks are going to go to the Bears because of Carolina's, the Giants, and then the Patriots. So the New England coming off this bye week this week, they play the Giants. That's going to decide the top of the draft. Many are already calling it, a.k.a. just me, the Drake May Bowl for that number 2 overall pick. So listen, I am always under the belief, and I told you this, Harrison, that if the Patriots are out in the field, I want them to win a football game. But it's hard to argue with losing this game specifically to make sure you have a top 2 pick. But regardless, as long as they finish top 3, which they currently are, I'd be happy with that because that guarantees you one of Caleb Williams, Drake May, or Marvin Harrison Jr., and I'm all in on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think any of those 3 players would be instant impact guys. In New England, I mean, look, clearly Mac Jones, like, that's over with. And we didn't even get to talk about that today. I'm sure we'll talk about it soon. But you don't go to Bailey Zappi in a 2-minute situation cold off the bench unless you've just had it with Mac. So I think they will be searching for a quarterback, whether it's in the draft or in free agency or on the trade market. But Patriots-Giants in a couple of weeks, folks. That's the game. I mean, the loser of that game is in prime position to lock in a top 3 pick and maybe even get the second or first pick. That's definitely still a possibility. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's episode of Patriots Today by Chat Sports. Lots of content to come. Even though the bye week is here, we got to talk about Bill Belichick. We got to talk quarterbacks, more rumors and news. So stay tuned with us by hitting that subscribe button.